Have you ever felt like there had to be more to life than what you're currently experiencing? You have everything you thought you wanted, but still feel empty inside. If so, you're not alone. And the author of Ecclesiastes might just have some answers. Welcome back to the series where we break down the most important teachings from the Bible in under 5 minutes. Today we're diving into Ecclesiastes, one of the most thought-provoking books in the Bible. So grab a pen and get ready to take some notes. Our overarching message today is this: chasing the world's pleasures and possessions will leave us empty, but a life centered on God brings true meaning. This might seem obvious, but stick around. Solomon, the author of Ecclesiastes, explores this in depth in a way that challenges our perspectives on life, death, purpose, and happiness. But before we dive in, let's quickly cover the who, what, and when of this book. Who wrote it? As you may have guessed from our intro, the book was written by King Solomon, the wisest king who ever ruled over Israel. In his youth, God appeared to Solomon and asked him how he would like to receive a special gift. Instead of asking for riches, power, or long life, Solomon asked for wisdom to govern his people. God was pleased by this request and granted it, plus some extra perks like riches and honor. So, the book of Ecclesiastes is filled with reflections from a man who had it all and used his wisdom to explore life as big questions. What is this book about? It's called Ecclesiastes, which actually means preacher. The book consists of sermons from King Solomon, hence the name. And the main subject of these sermons is life. In a nutshell, Solomon tackles the deep questions of life. What's the point of working hard and striving to achieve your goals? Is there a way to live a good life? Through his reflections, he explores the meaning of life and the importance of fearing God. When was this book written? We don't know exactly when Solomon wrote Ecclesiastes, but most scholars agree it was towards the end of his life. Considering the themes of old age and death mentioned throughout the book, this makes sense. And now, let's dive into the verses and uncover the main message. First up, we have to start with the famous opening line of the book: "Vanity of vanities, all is vanity." Let's take a closer look at what Solomon really means here. In Hebrew, the word vanity comes from the same root as the words vapor and breath. Imagine looking out at the morning mist rising over the horizon. It seems important at first, but then you realize it's just water evaporating into thin air. That's what Solomon is saying about life. When you think about all the things we spend so much time and energy on, our successes, our failures, our relationships, even our own lives, it can feel like we're just going through the motions, like it's all just breath. We chase after things we think will make us happy, but often find ourselves right back where we started. So what does this mean for us today? Well, let's move on to our next verse. Ecclesiastes 3:2-1, which says, "For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven." Life has its ups and downs, its joys and sorrows, its beginnings and endings. There's a time for planting and a time for harvesting, a time for being carefree and a time for being serious. Everything eventually comes to an end, whether it's a season, a relationship, or even our own lives. We have to learn to accept that and to be present in each season of our lives. Moving on to our third verse, Ecclesiastes 4:9-10 reads, "Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. Yes, if either of them falls, one can help the other up. But pity the person who falls with no one to help them up. Also, if two are better than one because they work together, the unwary can be protected by the alertness of the other. But pity the person who is alone and has no one to protect them when they stumble and fall." Here, Solomon emphasizes the importance of relationships. He says that two people are better than one because they can help each other. Relationships aren't just about having someone to lean on, though. They're also about having someone who can help you become better. A good friendship can challenge you to grow in wisdom, maturity, and character. Our final verse, Ecclesiastes 12:13, sums up the main message of the entire book. It says, the conclusion, "Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man." Throughout the book, Solomon explores various ways to find meaning in life. But ultimately, he concludes that fearing God and keeping His commandments is the most important thing. He doesn't just mean this in a legalistic sense, like we often hear in churches, but rather emphasizes the idea of recognizing our dependence on God and living our lives according to His will. So, what should we take away from this book? In a nutshell, Ecclesiastes teaches us that chasing after the world will always leave us empty, but a life centered on God brings true meaning. This might not be the answer you were expecting, especially if you came to this video looking for advice on success, wealth, or happiness. But these are actually the very things that Solomon starts out by exploring in the book. By showing us how these things don't bring lasting fulfillment, he points us in the direction of the only thing that truly can. As you reflect on your own life, ask yourself this question: where are you placing your hope and trust? Are you chasing after things that will ultimately leave you empty, or are you centering your life around God? Remember, the ultimate source of meaning and happiness is found in a relationship with Him. Well, that's it for today's breakdown. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family and leave a comment below with your thoughts or any questions you may have. Until next time, thanks for watching.